it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me again today. Today I am being slightly, is the word ironic? Possibly. So I'm looking at the Warm and Toasty stamp set, which was one of the new sets from the August-December catalogue. And I am filming this in my studio at a point where the temperature indoors is about 33 degrees Celsius and outdoors is about 35, 36. It is possible that before the end of this video there will be a torrential thunderstorm because there is rumbling going on. So fingers crossed we get through before that, otherwise I will be running around trying to shut windows and the like. Anyway, I just went for the irony of this particular sentiment. Now that's not how you spell my surname, but I wish I was being cool at the moment because it's unbearable. In the UK we don't do air conditioning because we don't generally have heat waves, but at the moment we are on day 5 of a heat wave, and it's due to continue for another couple of days with the occasional storm in between. Anyway, let's stop that. This is the card that I've got to show you today, and I want to show you how I did this mirror image. Now, I have done mirror stamping before, but this is a slightly different technique and possibly a little easier for some. So I thought I would share it with you. So this is this chap here who is ice skating, and my idea is that this is the ice he's skating on. I'm going to use a different image for this card. So I'm going to use the little polar bear. So this one here, which I have already coloured and fussy cut, but I will be repeating that with the mirror. So you're not going to miss out on anything other than I'm not going to be doing it twice and then fussy cutting. So you don't have to have your stamper artist for this, but I would highly recommend it. And you want a piece of vellum. Now my piece of vellum is roughly 2 inches, 5 centimetres tall and wide enough that I can get it round the back. Sorry, this is so hot in here that everything is melting, including the glue on my washi tape. Which is what was wrapped around my, what's this, magnet. So yes, you want enough that you can wrap the vellum around the back of your mat so that you don't have to worry about whether your adhesive shows or not. So I need the little polar bear stamp, and we need to pop him down. You can put him either that way down or that way. I'm actually going to go this way because I want it as near to the edge of my vellum as possible. So I'm going to go there and close my lid. And then I'm going to ink this up with Memento. I'm probably going to need to do it a couple of times. If you want, you can use StazOn, because we're not going to be, although I've used blends, we're not going to be blending next to the black impression, because obviously this is the right way round and we want it the wrong way round. I'm just going to go one more. I will then need to, oh joy, get out my heat tool to dry that off. Yeah, the clouds are definitely building up. So let me see if I can extricate that from there, which I can. Just clean off my stamp. And pop that away, and then we can start thinking about colouring, and hopefully that might be a little drier by then. Doesn't look as if it's going to be, so it's time for my heat gun. Whoop-de-doo. So Memento will dry eventually on vellum, but sometimes it needs a little help. That looks about right. there is definitely a storm brewing. I was hoping I was just hearing rumbles that were a lorry driving through the village. However, I was wrong. Right, so if you're doing using StazOn, I would suggest you definitely colour it from the back. Let me just see if this is dry enough. Yeah, probably is. So I'm going to do it from the front. I'll probably regret this. But anyway, so I've got Smoky Slate, Petal Pink, and probably the most important is the colour lifter. Even on vellum, the colour lifter is a good plan. So let's start with dark Smoky Slate round the bottom. I'm basically just putting in anywhere where I think there's going to be a shadow. So let's have grey on his feet, because they may not be in shadow, but they're probably going to be a little bit grubby. And there'll be a shadow there, and there, and there, and in his ears. And that's basically all. Oh, no, I missed one bit. That's there. So that's all I need with that. Then I've got my light Smoky Slate, which I can blend that out a bit. Just put a bit of a shadow there. And up on his ears. And then, so that I don't have a harsh line, I'm going to just blend that a little more with my colour lifter, so that it just sort of spreads it around a bit. Basically, colour lifter is mostly just the alcohol that's in the blends, so it's quite good for just spreading colour out. And then the dark Petal Pink for the pads of his feet. And that is all we need to do. Now, if you're worried that it's not dark enough, so the pads of his feet could probably be darker, as we're going to be using the wrong side, you can add a little more colour, but this is meant to be a reflection. So I have pre-cut my designer series paper, which is the Snowflake Splendor. Still struggling with the misspelling of that, but never mind. So I've cut my usual sizes, but the measurements will be on my website, and you will find the link to that below. So let me just start this running. So we're going to use some stamping seal. Yes, the humidity is definitely building up. So I think we are destined for a storm. Let's just hope it clears the air a bit. No, I think I'm going to go that way up. Of course, my fingers are now incredibly sticky because I'm just so, well, it's just humid. I don't even want to say more than that, really. Let's just move that across a wee bit. So stamping seal does have a little tiny amount of wiggle room, always worth remembering. So my bear is going to be that way up, so I want this one to be mirror imaging, and I'm going to line up the bottom of my vellum onto the bottom of my designer series paper, basically. But to make it really easy, I'm just going to do one fold there, pop that on, and then fold that round like that, give that a good press, and then I'm going to use Seal Plus for this, just so that I'm absolutely certain that it's going to be where it's going to stay, or where I want it, I should say. So there we are, that's absolutely staying put, not going anywhere. So I'm going to add my little bear with some dimensionals. So I'll do 1, 2 dimensionals, should be sufficient because it's only a baby bear. And then pop that on there. So he's reflecting. And And then I need a piece of Whisper White that is 1/2 inch wide, which this is, and my stamp, which has "Here's to a Cool Yuille" on it. And I'm going to grab my Misty Moonlight pad, because I've got this on a Misty Moonlight card base, so I kind of want to keep with that. And then there's definitely thunder. That's okay. That's all I need for that. So we'll pop that away. This I'm going to pop through my banner, Here's a Banner punch. Actually, I'm going to trim that down a wee bit first. So this time we're coming in from this side. So I'm just going to trim that down a wee bit. Pop that in. Make sure we're square. I always like to just check that it's square. Punch that. And then I've got a piece of Gorgeous Grape. No, Highland Heather. That's 3/4 inch wide. And I'm going to punch that as well. And then with some of these edge pieces, I'm going to pop... Oh, there's a breeze just come through my window. Oh, heaven. Yep, that's about all I need for that. And then pop this onto my base of Highland Heather and add some adhesive to the back. And this I'm going to add to my... Yeah, that's definitely thunder. Actually, I just realised I've got to add it to my card blank first. So I am going to use seal still rather than liquid adhesive, because liquid adhesive and vellum are an interesting combination. One that doesn't necessarily always work terribly well. So I'm not going to push my luck. I'm going to use seal. Oh, come along. That's better. Right, so let's fold edge in the right place. Ooh, I've got some sticky there. That's all right, got rid of that. So then this I'm going to pop on here, and it not only points where I want it to point, but it also helps keep my vellum in place. And I can then trim this from the back just using my snips. And the only other thing I need to add are some of our adhesive backed snowflakes. So I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick, and I'm going to have one here this time, and then pop one there, and one, oh, I don't know, just there, I think. And there we are, 2 polar bear reflective cards. So I hope you enjoyed that, and if you're suffering with the heat as we are, I hope that's helped you feel a little cooler. If you don't already subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would be thrilled if you would. There's a subscribe button just here, and if you also hit the notification bell, you will be given an alert when I post my next video. The dimensions, products and close-up photos will be on my website, which is linked immediately below, and that link will take you to this post, so do go and have a look at that. And as I say, if you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're in the UK and would like any Stampin' Up products, I would be thrilled if you would choose me as your demonstrator, so that I can show you my customer service, and hopefully you will be pleased with it. Thank you very much indeed, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.